is off-label. I mean, you may say that I don't get 20 patients in a day. If I print 20, 18 may go away, I get only 2 patients. Right? There may be different reasons. Your shelf life, once you open it, how many injections, how many people share. Or doctors used to pool. Hey, I can give 20 injections out of one bottle, but I don't have 20 patients. So why don't we pool patients and bring the patient to one place and we inject all of them in one place? So there are a lot of logistic issues. So there is no list price for ophthalmology use of Avastin. There is a list price for oncology use. The MRP will be around 37,000 rupees. But coming back to this one of 70,000 rupees, so they brought down no change. Then they radically brought down the price to about 20,000 rupees. It was difficult for any company to have a pricing of $2,000 in the US and $300 in India. That there can be severe backlash. Backlash in the sense within Novartis, any company may have issues of how can we have such a huge difference. And if someone else gets to know about it, any other government, let's say Italian government wants to know about Novartis selling it in Italy for $2,000 and $300 in India, they may put pressure on them, we have to reduce our price for us. And that was a big challenge for them. And then the other challenge is smuggling. You might have heard stories about that also. So smuggling can happen, and there are, getting the information from the companies is that Middle East, because there they're still selling at $2,000, the cost is still $2,000. But you buy in India, just light off, and in minutes you can make so much money.
So you're saying that Novartis brought it down to 20,000 despite these risks, reputational risks, smuggling risks, despite that they brought it down to 20,000.
So they had done, and they had to bring in some modifications. And that's what I'm going to tell now.
To protect
against these risks, they changed the brand name from Lucentis to Accentus. So nobody outside of India would have this brand called Accentus. So this is a new, completely new development and new strategy that they formed, so far unheard of. And it works so well that every other pharma company now, as soon as they launch a new product, they are looking at a dual pricing and a dual branding for other countries where they think that there is a big market. So there are now other products where in the US it may be sold as one brand for X amount of money, in another country it being sold as a different brand in a different price.
Why does it work? Because countries are making decisions on their formularies, or the physicians are making decisions based on the active ingredient, right? So pricing may work, but I can't see why different branding will work.
To prevent back smuggling. If you can't sell Accentrix back in US a $300 product and say, you can smuggle a $300 Lucentis bag and sell it for $2,000 as Lucentis bag in some other country. But Accentrix change name, nobody will allow it or nobody will recognize it, and obviously questions will come. So this was risk mitigation that they did. They changed the brand name to Accentrix. But again, there was an issue that for government hospitals, they were still supplying Lucentis at 70,000, even though Accentrix is available in the free market for $300, 20,000 rupees. Government hospitals, I believe, maybe are still purchasing this at 70,000 rupees. That's again a challenge. That it's a huge saving for the government. It's public money, right? If someone is still buying it and a cheaper, same product is available, the rest of India is using it. So I am not able to go into those details, but yes, change the brand name, and the other thing was instead of Novartis, they changed it to Alcon, because Alcon is a subsidiary of Novartis. Novartis bought Alcon somewhere 3 years ago, and when they made it as Accentrix, they made it as an Alcon product rather than a Novartis product. So these are some of the risk mitigations.
Do you have some information as all of this is happening on the company side? how physician prescribing is changing or patient outcomes are changing?
Yeah, so
Like today you are showing some evidence of that or
no.
some like intuition on what happened?
Yes, I can give some idea of what happened. We don't have data, or data exists, we haven't collected it or analyzed. But if you look at eccentrics and Lucentis, what happened? The company came to us to get our inputs. How should it look like? It should be similar looking to Lucentis, because people may claim that is it approved or not? Is it the same product or not? Because most doctors or patients won't be looking at the molecule by itself, and would it be of the same quality? So you have to keep telling that no, it's manufactured in the same plant in Switzerland, and also that it's the same molecule. But then people may still have kind of doubts about the efficacy. As you have mentioned, that is it the same product? Yes, from back end it's the same product, just the covering packaging has changed. But we still need to have data. But we have data from government hospitals, and from private players. You can compare the data on the usage, both for adverse events and efficacy. But this is something which is now happening, which is a good thing for India as well, because we get the same product at a lower price. But then there are countries which may look at it and say, why not me too? We should be getting it at a lower price too. So just briefly, clinically, just 2 slides on macular degeneration. On the left here is an eye with macular, lot of some blood spots and cholesterol deposits here. Normally the retina there should be a dip here, rather than a dip there is a swelling in the center. Now macula is just a small part of the retina. It's just about 5% of the retina. Rest of the retina, which is actually beyond the field of this photograph, they are meant for peripheral vision, like mobility, if someone is moving or something is moving, if someone standing here, or if you are driving. Those are developmentally, let's say, from predator-prey perspective, your ability to track movements is more important than trying to judge the color of some object. So, most of the retina is actually devoted to non-recognition or high-resolution function. The central 2 degrees of macula, in fact, this entire thing is called macula, but it is the central 2 degrees which gives you the ability to read, to differentiate colors, and also give high resolution images. So, in macular diseases, when this is affected, that's when the patients complain that I am unable to recognize objects, recognize faces, unable to read. And that's where the problem happens in these macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy or even vein occlusion. These are blood spots. This is normal retina, this is abnormal retina. So these are treated with these injections. This slide just shows the projected burden of macular degeneration, which is going to increase tremendously by the year 2040. What were the treatments which were available earlier? Just laser. Laser used to cause an immediate drop in eyesight. Patient comes with X amount of vision, and you say, "Here, macular degeneration. The best treatment I have is laser." Laser means burning of the tissue. So laser is there are different types of laser used in the eye. Not every laser is the same. Glaucoma guys use a different way. Cataract, LASIK operation for getting rid of spectacles use a different laser. Retina people use different types of laser for different treatment options. But the laser which was used for macular degeneration earlier used to burn the central retina. You damage, you burn. When you destroy the disease, you destroy the normal tissue also. But then over the long term, let's say over 1 year to 2 years, the disease would have damaged more compared to the laser, which would have caused less damage. Although the damage in the short term is more with the laser. But then you had a special laser called photodynamic therapy laser. Again, it was kind of efficacious in stopping the disease from progressing further, but never improved the eyesight of patients. And the breakthrough was 2005 Avastin. And immediately at that time, Lucentis and other products came. They started improving the eyesight.
So the laser is being provided by the medical device companies or
Yes.
medical device companies, and the drugs opened up from pharma companies.
So the lasers are usually Quantal, Iridice, these are the companies that make lasers. And then we have these pharma companies injections. So as of now, but then we publish, apart from that, there's tons of data on literature, comparing Avastin, which is off-label, versus Lucentis, which is ranibizumab, in vein occlusion. And we found that although the results, this blue line is ranibizumab and the red one is bevacizumab, you see the blue line of ranibizumab is slightly better than the red line. If you look at this, it's overall about 2.8 letters of vision. Every line has 5 letters. When you go to a doctor's chart, an eye doctor's clinic for reading, testing the eyesight, they'll ask you to read different lines. Every line has 5 letters. And typically, a normal person is able to read about 80 letters, 80.
So, if a person, so most of the gain is in the first 2 months of the treatment. If a person stops the treatment, then what happens?
Very nice. You already picked it up. The first 2 months are the most crucial. In most diseases, whether it's macular degeneration, vein occlusion, diabetic retinopathy, it's like a rocket launch, lift off, then it's a cruising altitude. So the lift off time is extremely crucial. But your question is that if you don't keep on the thrust for the cruising altitude, you will fall down, especially in macular degeneration, because the real world data shows that if you don't continue to receive injections as per protocol, you get the first 2 or 3 injections, you think you have improved, and then you stop. By the first year, you would have dropped off to baseline. By the second year, you are even below baseline where you started off with. So you still need to maintain. To maintain the gain, you still need to get injections. But then this 2.8 letters of difference is not considered clinically relevant. It's not relevant clinically. Someone is reading 74 letters, someone is reading 72 letters. Both of them are unlikely to perceive any difference in their quality of life. So this falls within the test reader's variability or the way we measure the chart. You may be reading, even if you are a normal person, the doctor asks you to read, you may be reading 78 one time, 77 the other time. If I do it again after 5 minutes, you may be reading 79 letters. If I do after 5 minutes. So it's called test reader's variability. Like any weighing scale, you stand on it, measure 59.8 or 60.1, whatever it is. So that's how it is that within the test reader's variability it falls. It's clinically not relevant. But then you cannot claim that this is superior to this and then have so much of a cost difference. So nobody has done how to do a costing for any of these pharma drugs or devices.
Yeah, so if you could go back to the previous slide. So just wanted to know that these are the average letters, and what is the sample size?
In this one, it was 75. This was our study which we did, a randomized trial running over 3 years.
Right.
Yeah. But then there are hundreds of studies which have hundreds of data sets.
Okay. Okay. No, just wanted to know whether was the difference statistically significant or not.
The difference was not statistically significant. Now, to prove something that it is not statistically significant, you can always underpower a study. If I am a competitor and biosimilar, you are the innovator, all I want to show is that I am similar to you. If I take hundreds of patients, there is a risk that you may be better than me in terms of statistical significance. I just take 5 patients and say, see, there is no difference. You underpower yourself. So the power you are supposed to look at in a non-inferiority trial is different from the way you look at the superiority trial. So in a non-inferiority trial, you have to look at the confidence interval and up to what range, let's say 5 letters is what you consider as less than 5 letter difference as non-inferiority. Then the way you calculate the sample size is good. It's not a question of just using the same superiority sample size calculation. And then the adverse events were quite similar. This is one more area which pharma companies, everyone has to look at. While a new drug may be similar in its efficacy to an innovative drug, you have to make sure that there is no harm in terms of difference of adverse events which happen between the two drugs. This is what I was talking about. This idea of aflibercept is again, it came much later than Lucentis or Avastin, and this was priced, and it started off with 60,000. Now Lucentis or Eccentric is available at 20,000, but this started off with 60,000 rupees per injection. And this injection is the same as this injection of Zaltrap, but this is for oncology. This is for colorectal cancer. This is the Avastin of eyes. You can make smaller doses out of this Zaltrap and give it inside the eye.
But what is ZIF? ZIF dash.
Yeah. So I will come to that. The next slide is coming to that. So they just added a name in front of it. The main molecule, the antibody is the same, aflibercept. What they changed was the osmolarity, spiked it in such a way that it cannot be used for the eye. This can be used in the blood, gets diluted, the osmolarity is fine. Our blood can withstand this much osmolarity, 1000 milliosmoles per kilogram. But research published earlier in late 1980s showed that osmolarity of anything beyond 300 or 350 milliosmoles per kilogram can cause effects in the retina. So they made this osmolarity as 1000 so that nobody can use this inside the eye. Okay, so this was in 1980 it was published, and what we did was, when we were not the first, but we started at the same time at the Prasad Institute the research to look at Zaltrap as an injection in the eye. What happens is we inject only 0.05 milliliters of that molecule. And the vitreous volume is more than 4 milliliters, sometimes 5 milliliters. So we inject just a 0.05 ml into a 5 ml vitreous cavity, that is 80 times dilution, and the final osmolarity is just about 300 milliosmoles. So even though you use just a small molecule, if you were to inject, let's say, all the 4 ml inside there, which is not possible practically, it can cause harm in the eye. But when you use in a small dose, the final osmolarity doesn't change. So people started using Zaltrap. Costs are much lower. 60,000 rupees for one IVI injection. But Zaltrap, if you use, it's about the same like Avastin 5,000.
So does change in osmolarity have any efficacy benefits for any, when you're changing the osmolarity or based on identification? Does it change the efficacy?
No.
Then what are the sole intentions? What are the intentions?
I don't know. I just mentioned that probably. But then, yes, as I said, oncology and ophthalmology are going to go back to back. Any new product, if you make for oncology, it is going to come into ophthalmology.
Deterring cross substitution.
And if
Is
you
that
don't,
ethical or not? That's a different conversation.
right? Nobody's going to claim that we did this for the purpose that it should not be used in the eye.
And is that a consideration while the trials are being conducted for approval? The osmolarity which has been for the
Spiking
the spiking of the osmolarity, and was that put in place when they were evaluating these drugs for that indication?
No, you can't say that this drug I am using in this cancer, but I should not be, or I don't want this to be used in ophthalmology, so I am spiking it. So when you say that this is my product, as long as they are shown that in animal studies, intravenous, phase 1
So there is a
studies,
little bit of lack of knowledge from the clinical trial regulator. They don't understand that the spiking reason is strategic, but it's
but it's difficult to prove that this is a spike. It's a strategic spike. So it's very difficult to prove that to us.
So
So
that's the smart part of the story.
So we published this ZIV study. We looked at the electroretinography, other changes, and we found that there were no toxicity signals that we got. And in terms of patients being treated, we got significant improvement. And this is the scan which I was talking. There's a lot of swelling. And this is the normal dip or valley that you see in the retina when you go through the fovea, the central reading part of the retina. So from here, the patient, and then after 1 month it comes back. Swelling comes back. It comes back, and then you keep injecting. So that's why you need to repeat the injection, because the injections last for about 4 weeks. The efficacy, and then the swelling comes back, and then you re-inject.
So Zaltrap also has a compliance issue. It has to be given 5 times for 2 years.
Yes. So the biggest challenge for retina specialists today is the frequency, the number of injections. While we are definitely better off than the last decade in terms of efficacy of one single shot, but then we have to keep on giving it again. And this was a survey which we did and published in April 2017, but just about the time after all this Avastin ban and a lot of fear psychosis. And what you can see, this is based on a survey of about 120 retina specialists in India, across India in different cities. Most of the injections were given for either macular degeneration, this 31%, or diabetic retinopathy, or diabetic macular edema, was 40%. So back in the West, there is less diabetes, and even if there is diabetes, it's not poorly controlled. Whereas in India and rest of the world, let's say developing countries, there are more diabetes, more of poor control. So you will always have more diabetic patients getting injections, whereas in the West you will have more macular degeneration patients getting patients. Now, in terms of this box, if you would like to see, Lucentis or eccentrics and Avastin were neck and neck, almost the same ratio that patients were, or doctors were using. Very surprising, right? In the sense that Avastin is much cheaper, but still, this is what happened. That a lot of doctors had shifted back to Lucentis. That's why this you can see. Otherwise, I would have expected Avastin much more. This is right after the ban and all those.
Why? Because they are captured by the funds, or why?
In a sense that if with counterfeit Avastin or whatever reason for Avastin is still creating problems, you don't want to get into trouble, right? So that's why. And if you look at biosimilars, it's just about 5% at this time. But survey, if you go to repeat again, which we would, you will see a big difference here. In the sense, biosimilars are easily at this time at least 25% of the mark of the envelope. If I want to tell, at least 25% of the market is biosimilar. It's probably going to increase because their entire is going to drop the prices further and bring it at par with Avastin. So why would anyone use Avastin if similarly priced drug, single-use safe drug is available? And Avastin will find no place in the.
So why are biosimilars average number of injections on an aggregate level smaller?
That's a good question. So I would not have any answer for this at this point of time. But biosimilars had issues in the beginning. This was the first year of biosimilar, and they had also adverse events, whether it's related to the availability. There were very few starters at that time. Not many people were using biosimilars. But now there are more people, and the product has also matured with less incidents of adverse effects. And this was a survey which, based on what the doctors told, that they charge their patients. If you look at eccentrics, the product cost is about 20,000 overall. This is the drug cost, and this is the procedure cost. But if you look at the procedure cost, generally similar, but the drug cost can vary significantly. So, you're looking at the scale of this overall Avastin and Lucentis and anti-VEGF here. In 2012, the CMS paid US $21 million to an ophthalmologist in Florida as reimbursement for giving injection just 1 year. This includes the drug cost too, not just procedure cost. But then one doctor gave so many injections. And in 2010, 15% of the entire budget of Medicare Part B was US $2 billion. Novartis sales in 2018 was $2 billion outside North America, and Genentech was $1.5 billion just last year. So it's huge. What happened in Shanghai 2010? There was counterfeit Avastin in China. 80 patients had serious adverse events. In that, they did not find any drug. There was no bevacizumab. It was just cornstarch, glycerine, other ingredients, water. There was no protein molecule or antibody in that. In USA also there have been, in fact, US FDA sent out 1,000 letters actually to for all the states about.
So the earliest occurrence of counterfeiting globally is 2010 Shanghai.
That's what we have for Avastin in the eye. Yes. And these are procured through or sold through a complex network like a Hawala, traveling to different countries and then reaching the US. And then the Interpol also was involved in this. Interpol has a running program, operations on counterfeit drugs. There are different names for the different programs in different countries. This is one such, where in 2018 they seized 10 million units, but the value is very less. Just putting.
They shared this data?
Yeah. This is from the website. So what happened in India after the Ahmedabad and Nagari hospital event? CDSCO or Health Ministry issued a ban. They didn't call it a ban, they said it's an alert, but if you read inside, it's like tying your hands, you cannot use that drug. So what happened with that was for 2 months nobody could use Avastin. But what is label and off-label? Label and off-label is easy to understand. What is printed as on the drug when you open the sachet or the packet of medicine or what's printed on that is called label. It will tell you what are the indications, what are the side effects, in which patient you can use, what is the dosage, and all this has to be approved by the regulatory authorities, by the drug regulatory authorities. Have to go through each and every word and line in the font size. You can't hide something. So all this is called label. Anything used beyond what is written is called off-label. So if you use a medicine of colorectal cancer, which is Avastin, you use in the eye, and they never used it in the eye, that is called off-label. But off-label is not illegal.
So was this detected by any pharmacovigilance process or mechanism, or how did this information reach the center and all?
Yeah, 15 patients going blind in a city, it will be
News. So
news. Yes.
yeah. So there was no other mechanism in place or structured mechanism?
No, it was reported to the municipal commissioner immediately by the hospital authorities, because it's a municipal hospital. And from there it was reported to the drug control.
So it was the magnitude of the incident which resulted in this?
Yes. 15 patients going blind. 1 or 2 patients losing vision may not be much of a reporting trigger event, but anything beyond 3 patients in one batch, that's when you have to looking at the supply side as to whether there is any problem. So this is what it was, and then AIS, All India Ophthalmology Society and Vitreoretina Society of India made a representation, and the Health Ministry made an expert committee, and we used all these essential WHO's essential list, different analysis, but then letters of support were got from various universities and societies in the US, their ophthalmology societies and retina societies, and then Drug Controller General made a very mature decision. I would say that alerting or banning the drug also was a very mature decision in terms of safety. You don't want more and more people to go blind when you have a sudden event. That's a wise thing to do, stop. But then after all this and looking at the overall literature, the evidence, what they have, what they did was looking at the risk-benefit analysis, they made a recommendation to withdraw the alert. Again, I think a very commendable decision. Back in China, they never allowed Avastin. That's completely, you just can't use Avastin.
So the alert notice is actually a ban or just a information that this may be unsafe?
So that's the point here, that label and off-label or off-label is not described in the Drugs and Cosmetics Act. I had mentioned, showed the CDSCO under 1940 Drugs and Cosmetics Act. There is no mention of off-label use. Now, the sanctity between the patient and doctor is more supreme based on various declarations of Helsinki, or there is lots of but then label and evidence are slightly different things. Evidence can be generated by anyone. You can generate evidence, I can generate evidence, a society or a group of doctors, a hospital, a university can do a trial and generate evidence. Label is only generated by a pharma company. They also, the label is derived out of evidence only, but then they can market it with all the restrictions of a label. They cannot say this medicine is meant for oncology. They cannot come and tell a doctor, can you use this in the eye also, because I believe it is useful. There are some Indian companies who are doing that, but that's not correct, that's not allowed. You cannot promote an off-label product as a company. So label is a derivative of evidence, but evidence in general can be generated by anyone. So what happened in Nagari hospital was packaging was authentic, but analysis of content showed that there was no bevacizumab. And Roche did the analysis themselves. And they also were directed by DCGI to introduce the safety measures of Kezzler code, but was never implemented. Special consents were to be taken from patients by the doctors. That's happening. But used vials to be discarded by hospitals, that's again not happening in the sense you have to destroy them.
So why did Roche not implement the Kezzler code?
They were not bound, probably where it was not given as a directive. So
Costly for Roche?
in fact, I would say yes, it would involve some cost, but there are some drugs where they are implemented. You can track the genuineness of medicines by batch wise, or even there's expensive medicines, you can track them. So there are codes for some of the medicines, and some European Commission probably is more strict on implementing it. But it was not strictly binding on them. We also made some guidelines for injections. And then looking at the other aspects, the UK High Court in 2018, it allowed the use of Avastin when Novartis and Roche actually filed a complaint that it should not be allowed to be used in the UK healthcare system. But the High Court ruled based on the other commissioning groups of UK, including the NHS, they had put in a petition that it should be allowed to be used. So the court gave, which was a big ruling favoring cost-effective healthcare. It's based on evidence. Nobody is claiming that it should be without evidence. And then the French Parliament also passed a law saying that doctors should shift the use of Avastin. So now everyone is involved in this. This is not just between a doctor or a hospital or a university. Governments, courts, parliaments are getting involved in this. And obviously, based on these, the pharma companies were not very happy with these rules. But UK, United NICE does the cost effectiveness analysis to actually recommend which drugs or treatments should be reimbursed by the NHS, because it's public money. You don't want someone claiming $2,000 for an injection when there are other alternatives available, because there is no pricing, there is no basis for coming up with a price. In US, you can demand 3 or 4 crores for an injection, like the recent one of gene therapy of 3 to 4 crores for one injection, although the efficacy is not very good. But then there's nobody to question that in the US.
They're talking of CAR-T.
Luxturna is one of the injections for gene therapy of a retinal disease, the first one ever.
I can actually see your eye.
This is a retina patient who is legally blind, is able to, this is a new device. He's getting very emotional.
It's your face.
I showed this video is that the video is fine, it's a promotional video made by the company themselves, but there's no data that this works. They have not done a study so far. It's not published, there's a way that it's being done. But any device outside of the body does not have to go through a rigorous clinical trial, and it doesn't need that kind of an FDA approval process. The point was, there are lots of emails being circulated asking us, are you aware of this device that everyone started seeing blindness is gone in this world? We were surprised. This came just 3 days ago, it was circulated within every Prasad Institute and I had to go back, look at all the information from the website. But what I liked from the website was, there are different questions. Do eye doctors believe this? And they themselves have this question listed on their website. And they said most of eye doctors don't know about this because it's still not published. The trial is still going on. And then they have a question, why is it priced so much? These are just kind of glasses, special glasses costing about $15,000 US. The answer they write was very, very thought-provoking for me. Millions of dollars have been invested in research, which is the standard answer which pharma companies also give for their pricing. And they say one Lucent is $2,000. They use the exact same word. I mean, in the sense, they also believe that they have spent many millions of dollars, but it's also good to note that this is the same reasoning which pharma companies give. And then the next line which they write is, there are many other treatments, drugs and devices in the eye which are used, which are 10 times more expensive, but they don't work. That's what they have written in their website to justify their 15. They said, if you want to put $150,000 for something which doesn't work, you give me $15,000, I can give you something maybe of the same efficacy. So the point here is, there is a lot of cynicism. Healthcare costs are burgeoning. $3 trillion in the US healthcare expenditure per year. Almost more, maybe more than $1 trillion is actually wasted in the US healthcare system per year. We need to have some cost effectiveness analysis, and looking at labels and biosimilars, we need to be very careful that it's not necessary that off-label or biosimilars are worse products. And government and private insurance will have to play a role in the future in India. It probably cannot be just the government at this point of time. And price negotiation in government insurance should be based on data. I have just modified the word price control. I didn't want to use the word price control, which is going on right now. But at least price negotiation based on data, or even if you want to control the prices, it has to be based on data. On what basis are we limiting the price of, let's say, a stent or a cataract surgery, or let's say an open heart surgery or whatever? There has to be some data on, or at least some cost effectiveness. This is some editorial which we had written of off and on label. You can go through that.
Yeah. So, because this is having an off-label use, does it have a place in insurance?
Yeah. So it's very intriguing. Off-label generally is not approved by insurance. They don't process the claims. I mean, one way to say is that insurance, the first default option for them is to deny a claim. Off-label, in most countries, they don't process, they don't approve it. But then in this case, in fact, there are many insurance companies in the US, they say that I will process only Avastin insurance. First 3 injections are for, you told about the first 2 months. So they say that first 3 injections have to be Avastin. If that doesn't work, then I can reimburse the more expensive dose. So insurance players are also now looking at the data. They also know what's going on. They, although the first impression would be to stop claims of off-label, here in ophthalmology, they are saying yes, go off-label first, and then come to me with the expensive label. Okay, so a lot of things are happening, and this is from yesterday that I just got the news yesterday that California is looking to launch its own prescription drug label, meaning generic drugs will have a separate contract to reduce healthcare costs. So everyone is involved. Things are getting out of control at this point of time, but hopefully we all will be able to work together in this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Why is Avastin still kept as off-label when they know that it's been used for so many years? Is there a particular reason they're still keeping it?
Yeah, good question. In terms of regulatory reasons or prescriptions, a label or an application for a label can only come from a drug company which owns the product. Even if I generate evidence or the US, all the doctors of US generated an evidence saying that Avastin is similar to the innovative product, they cannot apply to the US FDA for a label indication. The owner or the patent owner of the product, they only can apply for a label, and they have no reason. In fact, it will be counterproductive for them to include Avastin as a label, because they lose a lot of money from the other reasons, recent reasons.
So, can't they launch a different product?
Closer to the patent expiration, probably you will see them.
Yeah, you don't want to compete with your own product. If it's the same company, you would not like. If this Avastin had been owned by, let's say, Sun Pharma, they would have jumped at applying for a label right away immediately.
That's
So my question might be slightly unrelated, but you talked about diabetes being influencing, the diabetes condition influencing the kind of drugs which are getting used. Diabetes as a drug, there's another segment of the literature that talks about that there's a more prevalence of a diabetes in a particular gender, in a particular age group, which is being a woman as a gender. And a lot of these trials and the tests use the data from the medical records, which being my interest, so my question is coming from that logic, that is there any data about the efficacy of these drugs and the trial recruitment on the basis of the gender and the variations which happen in the drug adherence which people do, and anything about that which you can comment. The other reverse effects also and the efficacy and implications.
So let me just repeat your question. You are asking if there is data on the efficacy or side effects of these drugs related to gender and the age group in which it
And
is.
particularly related to the diabetes and other conditions which become more prominent in a particular gender and a particular age group. Has there been a discussion on taking into account?
So first of all, I don't believe there is any gender disparity among diabetics overall, but the age onset diabetes, the type 2 diabetes is much more common than the younger onset diabetes of type 1 insulin. But overall, there is no difference in terms of efficacy or adverse events in terms of age. If you look at a careful analysis, patients who already have had prior events, cardiovascular events, are at higher risk of a repeat event, let's say heart attack or stroke, if they take these medicines. There is a small red alert or red flag there. But the question is, those patients, a patient who has had a stroke or a heart attack earlier, are they always at a high risk for a second attack of a heart attack and a stroke? So whether it's this drug which is causing, or is it happening as a natural cause, is a debate. But overall, there is no gender difference or age difference in terms of efficacy or side effects. This is based on millions of patients. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.